Magandang umaga, nagbabalik ang PTV News Break. Ipiniliwanag ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang dahilan kung bakit siya hindi nakadalo sa gala dinner at iba pang aktibidad ng APEC Summit. Ayon sa Pangulo, nakaranas siya ng jet lag dahilan upang hindi siya makadalo. Dagdag pa niya, nahirapan siya dahil sa sobrang antok dahil sa kaibahan ng oras sa Maynila at sa Lima, Peru. Tumatama umano ang oras ng kanyang tulog sa Pilipinas ng alas 3 hanggang alas 5 ng madaling araw.
I was not able to attend the socials because I wanted the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. I wanted to promote his acting career. Sabi ko, ikaw na lang muna dyan at never mind about me. Really, alam akong bakit jet lag. Talagang, hindi man, but lightheaded. Because exactly at that time, that's my sleeping time back home in the Philippines. I sleep at 3, 4, 5. Yun yung panahon dito. Talaga ang mata ko, hindi ko mapigilan minsan. And even I was listening to the others, nagsisara yung, it's not good to be somebody, yung mga greats ng convention, tapos ako nakapikit ang mata. Mag-uwi na lang muna ako. Hindi rin ako nakatulog.
Sa iba pang balita, pinagbibitiw na ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang mga opisyal ng Energy Regulatory Commission. Sinabi ni Pangulong Duterte may hawak siyang intelligence report kaugnay sa katiwalian sa ahensya. Naungkat ang kontrobersiya matapos ang pagpapakamatay ni ERC Bids and Awards Chair Francisco Villa Jr. Nag-iwan si Villa bago nagpakamatay ng suicide letter kung saan isiniwalat nito ang umanay sa pressure ng mga superior officials na lumagda ng maanumalyang kontrata. Kaugnay nito, pakakasuhan din ni Pangulong Duterte ang mga opisyal na sangkot sa katiwalian sa loob ng ahensya. At yan po naman ang aming mga nakalap na balita at impormasyon.
Magandang gabi. Una sa ating mga balita, nagkita na rin sina Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at Russian President Vladimir Putin sa Lima, Peru. Sa kanilang paghaharap sa 24th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation o APEC Summit, nagpaabot ng pagbati si President Putin kay Pangulong Duterte sa pagkakapanalo nito sa nakaraang presidential elections. Nagkasundo ang dalawang bansa na palakasin pa ang ugnayang diplomatiko. May report si Rocky Ignacio.
Nagkasundo ang Pilipinas at Russia na palakasin pa ang ugnayang diplomatiko. Naganap ang pinakaabangang pagkikita ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at Russian President Vladimir Putin sa Lima, Peru, kung saan kapwa dumadalo ang dalawang leader sa 24th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation ng APEC Summit. Sa pagharap ng dalawa, agad ipinabot ni President Putin ang pagbati sa naging panalo ni Pangulong Duterte noong May 9 presidential elections. Ang petsa na naging masayang bahagi rin sa kanila dahil sa pagwawakas ng digmaan laban sa Nazi.
Your Excellency, distinguished Mr. My pleasure to meet you. A very bright day, public holiday over the Nazis. So once again, congratulations, Mr. President.
Президент, в этом году мы отмечаем 40-летие установления дипломатических отношений между нашими историческими мерками. Очень маленький срок.
Well, historically, it's quite a short period of time around partnership between our countries. And it's my pleasure to have a chance to speak to you.
Ikinalagon ni Pangulong Duterte ang paghaharap nila ni Putin na isa sa mga lider na nais nitong makapulong. Una nang sinabi ng Pangulo na bahagi pa rin ito ng pagiging bukas ng Pilipinas sa iba pang mga bansa sa larangan ng kalakalan at pamumuhunan.
Not only because you represent a great country, but of your leadership too. And we've been longing to be a part also of this part of this. We've been longing to be a part of Europe, especially in the commerce and trade all over the world.
Ibinahagi rin ni Pangulong Duterte kay President Putin ang kanyang concern sa Estados Unidos. Nagpulong ang dalawang leader sa harap na rin ay sinusulong ng independent foreign policy ng Duterte administration.
Historically, we have identified with the Western world It was good until it lasted, and of late, I see a lot of these Western nations bullying the small nations. And not only that, they are into so much hypocrisy. And they seem to start a war, but are afraid to go to war. That is what's wrong with America and the other. They've been waging war in so many places, in Vietnam, in Afghanistan, and in Iraq. And for one single reason that there was a weapon of mass destruction, and there was none. We're allied with them that they follow. They go to the Korean War, nothing happened. We got defeated. They also got soldiers, Filipino soldiers in both Iraq and Vietnam, and nothing happened. Then they went on an expedition in Iraq, on an excuse of weapons of mass destruction, and there was none. And what they forced my country to contribute military forces. And then one soldier, one Filipino worker in the Middle East was captured by the groups there. They threatened to behead the Filipino unless we go out of course, in the war against the Middle East at that time. And because it was of national interest, because the country was really going overboard thinking of how to solve the problem. The condition was that if we withdraw our forces, then they would spare the life of the Filipino worker. And we decided to withdraw. And from that time on, the Americans made it hard for us.
Samantala, formal na rin inimbitahan ni President Putin si Pangulong Duterte na bumisita sa Russia.
Oh yes, the president of Russia, President Putin, had formally extended an invitation for the president to go to Russia, and this will be preceded by a trip that I will have to undertake there this December, and I look forward for even a more optimistic and closer and more detailed discussions of the president with the head of state of Russia, and that will be or mark the beginning of our entering into various agreements that would achieve our objectives and goals.
Naniniwala rin si Secretary Yasay na malinaw na naipabot ni Pangulong Duterte ang kahalagahan ng pagpapairal ng independent foreign policy ng Pilipinas, kasabay na rin ang pagbibigay tuon ng kooperasyon sa larangan ng trade and investment sa Russia. Para sa PTV News, Rocky Ignacio, Lima, Peru.
Kaugnay ng layunin ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte na palawakin ng economic cooperation ng bansa sa buong mundo, ilalatag ng Pangulo ang 10-point economic agenda ng bansa sa kanyang pagdalo sa ika-24 na Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation o APEC Summit sa Lima, Peru. Ang iba pa mga detalye mula kay Rocky Ignacio.
Palalawakin ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang kooperasyon pang-ekonomiya ng Pilipinas sa mundo kaugnay ng pagdalo sa 24th Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation o APEC Summit sa Lima, Peru. Ang APEC ang nagsisilbing forum na titiyak ng economic growth, kooperasyon at pagpapalakas ng trade and investment sa Asia-Pacific region.
President Duterte has made it his position that he wants to develop and expand bilateral relationships with other countries. And APEC is a very rich forum. I mean, its members are about 21 countries. Of course, you have the major economies there. You have, of course, the US, you have Russia, and then you have China. So this affords opportunities for the president to, if the opportunities arise, to meet them, even if informally. So at least he can already establish a relationship with them. And he can leverage on our country's high economic growth, because this is a come-on for so many countries. They're looking now for alternate markets, and as you well know, the Philippines has one of the highest domestic spending levels in Southeast Asian countries. So that's what makes our economy so attractive. So I guess the president, it's quite a long way to come to Peru, but despite this, the president is coming because I believe that he sees the opportunities also here and also for him to make an impact on the world stage.
Katatapos lamang mag-host ng Pilipinas ng APEC Summit kaya mahalaga ang partisipasyon sa kauna-unahang pagkakataon ng Pangulo sa taunang pangdaigdigang pulong. Bukod sa ilalatag na 10-point economic agenda na bigyan diin noong nakaraang taon na APEC Summit ang pagpapalakas ng small and medium enterprises o SMEs para ibangon ang bansa sa kahirapan. Kasabay na rin ang pagtiyak ng kaayusan pati na laban sa korupsyon at iligal na droga.
President Duterte's participation is very important because this is his first participation in an APEC conference. And it affords him the chance to meet his counterparts. I guess they're just as curious to know about him as he is to know them. And Philippines, having been the chair of the APEC last year, we can proudly say that among the topics that were adopted were the role of MSMEs in the economies. I think we can use this to further not only the Philippines agenda in future APEC conferences, but also Peru and other emerging economies. As you well know, in the Philippines, the reason we included this in the agenda is because 99% of employment generation is actually with MSMEs. And other emerging economies like Peru are also in the same boat. So it's also in their interest to promote MSMEs, to help them integrate with the global value chain.
Ito ang ikalawang pagkakataon sa Peru idinaos ang APEC Summit. Katulad ng Pilipinas, matagal rin sinakop ng Espanya ang Peru dahilan para magkaroon ng magkatulad na reliyon at kultura ang dalawang bansa. Maliit na komunidad lamang ang mga Pilipino sa Peru na umaabot sa mahigit 100 pero nananatili silang katulong ng pamahalaan sa pagpapakilala sa Pilipinas, partikular na sa larangan ng turismo.
Yes, we were both our countries were colonized by Spain, and there are a lot of traditions, cultural practices, and even religion which we both have in common. We're both Roman Catholic countries. At least the overwhelming majority of the population, they are Roman Catholics. Also, we have shared the same values. We are family oriented. Our Philippine language has a lot of Spanish words. And me personally, when I went around here, and then people ask me from what country I am, because, well, they're curious. They see an Asian guy who talks a little Spanish, and I tell them the Philippines. Then they say, yes, the Philippines. We know Philippines very well. And they mention also their history and our common cultural beliefs, our common history, similar history. So I guess we can start from that, promoting better cultural understanding. With regards to the Filipinos, there aren't as many Filipinos here as there are in other countries. We have various estimates from a low of around 120 to a high of 500. Their profile are those of missionaries, or they're married to Peruvians, or tourists. We normally use the Filipino community to promote our tourism, Philippine tourism. We'd like to promote mutual cooperation in tourism. However, there are some obstacles to overcome, like as you well know, the distance and travel time between Peru and the Philippines is quite large. But that being said, I think there's a lot of common ground between us that we can work on.